Toward the end of last year, 2019, I made a video listing off all of my favorite announcements and releases of that year, with the next new year being just around the corner, and being the positive person I am, I want to do the same with 2020. In other words, I have a list here of my favorite fandom releases of this year, 2020. Hey y'all, I'm the Geek Apprentice with yet another list video. Look, I know the cool thing to do right now is to be a massive negative Nancy when it comes to 2020 and just cry woe is me over and over again, but despite all of the chaos, for me personally, it's actually been quite an uplifting year. Lots and lots of answered prayers in several different areas of my life, I'll put it that way. So in the spirit of positivity, I wanted to do a look back, as I did previously, on all of the cool stuff that came out this year from a myriad of fandoms. And some of these will shock those of you who have been around the channel for a while. Of course, this list is not exhaustive, nor will it be the same as what you had in mind. So please, after you finish watching this video, be sure to tell me your favorite fandom releases and even announcements in the comment section below. May I just say, I predicted this. Legit, I predicted it, or at least I made a guess and it was right. I was co-hosting the Highly and Gamescast podcast way early this year, like early January, and we went around and listed predictions for 2020. I said I thought there was a possibility that maybe we'd get something like DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Most people in the chat were apprehensive and thought the idea was kind of ridiculous. But you know what happened just a few days after that podcast? Pokemon made the announcement of the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra expansion passes. They didn't add a ton to the games, but I've still found them fun. More Pokemon, new outfit and hair options, allowing Pokemon to follow you like in Let's Go, and now we just need to be able to ride them. All fun extras for me personally. Were they worth the money? Debatable, but I have them now, so I'm gonna enjoy them for all they're worth. No spoilers here, I promise, but can you believe I'm bringing up Star Wars? Well, if you saw my most recent video, then you saw that I own a Grogu Christmas sweater, so there's that. I couldn't care less about the Star Wars franchise. I know the original 6, and I'm a decent, sort of average fan of the original 3, and instead of going to see the new Disney editions, I went and saw Mockingjay Part 2 in theaters 6 times. So, priorities. However, after maybe the second episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian came out, I finally caved and began watching from the beginning, and admittedly, it took me a while to get into it, like 6 episodes. I'm not someone who likes TV shows. I don't like being left on a cliffhanger. I like to have a movie, and not, even if it's a series of movies, like still, it's just, I don't know what it is. I'm not a big TV show person. But after those first 6 episodes, I finally started getting into it and enjoying it. And since then have watched every new episode every Friday. In fact, I was so invested that in the season 2 finale, again, I promise no spoilers here, I had a moment, and those of you who have seen the finale know which moment I'm talking about, where I was literally sitting and shouting, "Shut up, no way," over and over again. And then I cried. It was really good. 2 things I really love about this series. 1, they're ignoring the Disney films and not counting them as canon, which is kind of a slap in the face to those people, but also I think that's hilarious and probably for the better. And 2, it's really accessible to people like me who don't really know the Star Wars franchise. And friends of mine who are really big into Star Wars say that it does it justice. Say that it leaves enough for avid Star Wars fans to be really involved, but at the same time it's accessible for someone like me. That's really difficult to do, and I commend them for it. This show is just really good, and I look forward to season 3. My most anticipated game of the year possibly ever, and it came out at the most perfect time. For longtime Animal Crossing lovers, this game could not get here soon enough. Once I had it in my grasp, it was all hands on deck to get my island perfect for my standards. I've loved almost every second of gameplay. I do say almost, as there are some bigger flaws and oversights in this game that really do need to be remedied. But regardless, I've poured almost 500 hours into this game, about 250, 300 of those being in like the first 2 or 3 months. So needless to say, I'm enjoying it. I adore this game and cannot wait to see what they do with it and what they continue to add on. This was my first time getting excited for a book. By the time I read Harry Potter, they had all already come out and they were all right there for me to read. And same thing with the Hunger Games trilogy, but this prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy was new, and I was so anxious to get my hands on it. I have a video dedicated to my initial thoughts as well as tons of videos talking about several aspects of the book, but suffice it to say that this book was amazing. Don't listen to the critics, they don't know at all what they are talking about. But seriously, this series holds a strong place in my heart. So getting a prequel that wasn't shoehorned in, added lore without being a cash grab, and clearly was written for a specific purpose with a specific message from the author, all while adding to the original story, this is a book lover's dream, and one that rarely comes true, so I feel very, very lucky. Suzanne Collins is a subtle genius, even if most do not understand her underlying messages. You know it's not a list video unless there are honorable mentions, so here are some of those. So these were not truly in any specific order per se. I mean, they definitely kind of went from least to greatest, but not, it's really close. But either way, I had to save Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity for last. I mean, come on, we didn't even know about it until this year, like a few months ago this year. Nintendo and Koei Tecmo just nailed it with this game. I was sad about the lack of Breath of the Wild 2 info, as I'm sure many were, but this is really holding me over. I didn't even like the original Hyrule Warriors, like it stunk, but this one is great, and that's crazy because I don't even like this type of game normally. I'm still nowhere near finished. I love this game, I'm enjoying it a lot, and I'm excited to finish it. Without a doubt, this was one of the best releases of 2020, just so good. Well, that does it for my list of favorite fandom moments of 2020, but what are yours? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you did enjoy this video, maybe consider joining the geekdom, as we call it, by subscribing. We would love to have you. I not only make videos, but I stream as well. My typical schedule is Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Sundays somewhere in the afternoon or later. But I have a crazy schedule, and right now, as I'm recording this, I'm on break and may not be able to stream as much. So yeah, anyway, be on the lookout for those. But anyway, that's all for today, and today, as I record this, is actually Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you for watching.